I want you to listen closely because what I'm about to say is going to hit you deep. And if you allow it, it will change the way you think about yourself, your actions, and the life you are willing to fight for. This is not just another motivational speech. This is a wake-up call. Right now, you are standing at the edge of your potential. Right now, there's a fire inside you that has been waiting, maybe even screaming for release. Too often we go through life settling, giving pieces of ourselves to distractions, doubts, and excuses. And we wonder why we are not winning, why we are not moving faster, why we are not reaching the levels we see others achieving. It is because you have not yet claimed your power. You have not yet embraced the truth that the only person standing in the way of your greatness is you. Every single second you hesitate, every single moment you allow fear, procrastination, or uncertainty to guide you, you are giving up what is rightfully yours. But today, right now, everything changes. Today, you are going to decide that you will no longer play small. Today, you are going to decide that your dreams, your goals, and your success are not negotiable. You are going to wake up every day with an unshakable mindset, ready to attack, ready to conquer, and ready to outwork everyone who doubts you. There is no room for excuses. There is no room for hesitation. There is no room for waiting. Every day is an opportunity to step into your power, to push harder, to grind smarter, and to move faster than you ever have before. The people who achieve greatness are not the people who wait for motivation. They are the people who create momentum, who take action even when they don't feel like it, who grind when no one is watching, who push when everyone else would quit. And this is your chance to do exactly that. I want you to feel that energy right now, that fire that is burning in your chest, that voice inside you that is whispering, you can be more, you can do more, you can rise above. That voice is your potential. That voice is your future. That voice is your call to action. Don't ignore it. Don't silence it. Don't waste another second of your life being anything less than the force you are capable of being. Today, you are stepping into a new era, a new version of yourself, a new mindset where nothing can stop you, nothing can break you, and nothing can take away what you are about to claim. This is the moment where you lock in, where you focus, where you grind, and where you refuse to settle for anything less than extraordinary. You are ready. You are capable. You are unstoppable. The only thing left is for you to take action, to seize your power, and to never, ever look back. The truth is, most people are allergic to pressure. The moment life gets heavy, they fold. The moment the grind gets uncomfortable, they retreat. But if you want to step into the grind era, you have to understand something that most people never learn. Pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is the doorway. Everything you want is sitting on the other side of the pressure you keep avoiding. The success you dream about, the freedom you crave, the confidence you want to feel in your bones, none of it exists in comfort. Comfort breeds softness, it breeds excuses, it breeds stagnation. And every time you choose comfort over challenge, you choose to stay exactly where you are. That's why this era, this new chapter of your life, only rewards the ones willing to embrace the weight instead of running from it. Pressure is what makes muscles grow, and it's what makes character grow. You can't develop strength by lifting nothing. You can't build discipline by doing only what's easy. And you can't build the life you want by avoiding anything that feels heavy. Pressure is not punishment. Pressure is preparation. It is the test that separates the people who talk from the people who take action. The energy you think you lack is sitting inside you right now, trapped by what you've been living in. But the moment you willingly step into discomfort, something switches. Your mind gets sharper. Your mind gets sharper. Your instincts get stronger. Your focus becomes deadly. You begin to realize that the pain you feared was never meant to break you. It was meant to break the weak version of you. The grind era is not about waking up every day feeling motivated. It's about waking up every day willing to do what others refuse to do. When you stop negotiating with your excuses, pressure stops feeling like torture and starts feeling like fuel. Those early mornings you don't want, those long nights that feel endless, those moments where you doubt if you're built for this, those are the exact moments that are shaping you. While the world sleeps, hides, scrolls, escapes, complains, you are becoming something they won't recognize in a few months. Pressure is the difference between who you are and who you're supposed to be. See, every person you admire, every person you call successful, powerful, unstoppable, they didn't get there because life was easy for them. They got there because they learned to breathe in moments where others would choke. They learned to stay calm when the pressure got loud. They learned to stay committed when everyone else was quitting. The grind era doesn't need people who are impressed by pressure. It needs people who are built for it. People who see pressure and say, oh, good. This means I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Because pressure means you're growing. Pressure means you're moving. Pressure means you're not living in the same weak patterns you used to run in circles with. The problem with comfort is that it tricks you into thinking you're okay. It convinces you that you can try tomorrow, that you can start later, that you have time. But comfort is the slowest killer. It kills ambition. It kills hunger. It kills potential. Comfort makes you forget the fire you once had. And before you even realize it, years slip by. Opportunities pass you. The person you could have been becomes a ghost you meet only in regrets. But pressure snaps you awake. Pressure reminds you that your life has urgency. Pressure reminds you that your dream is not going to build itself. Pressure reminds you that greatness requires discomfort, sacrifice, and struggle. If you truly want to enter the grind era, you have to step into pressure voluntarily. You have to stop waiting for ideal moments and start moving even when everything feels ugly, chaotic, and uncertain. Because the people who win aren't the ones who have perfect conditions. They're the ones who created progress in imperfect conditions. Pressure is the environment where winners are built. Life will always test you. It will push you, stretch you, and sometimes break things inside you. But that breaking is not destruction. It's construction. It's tearing down the weak foundation so a stronger one can be built. And if you're willing to survive that process, if you're willing to endure the moments where you question everything, if you're willing to keep grinding even when the world feels heavy, you will rise. You will evolve. You will become someone unstoppable. Because pressure doesn't destroy the ones who are committed. It destroys the ones who pretend. This era is not for pretenders. It's for grinders. It's for people who wake up and say, I'm not here to be comfortable. I'm here to grow. If you can train your mind to crave challenge instead of running from it, if you can learn to see pressure as the forge that sharpens you, you will create a life that the old you would never believe. You will unlock strength you forgot you had. You will step into rooms you never imagined. And you will do it not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. This is your era, the grind era. And it begins the moment you stop hiding from pressure and start building under it. Consistency is the quiet killer of average. It's the thing most people talk about, but almost nobody respects. People love the idea of greatness, the idea of success, the idea of transformation, but consistency is the price, and most people will never pay it. They think showing up once in a while is enough. They think getting motivated on a random Monday is enough. They think working hard for a week earns them a lifetime of rewards. But consistency doesn't care about your mood. It doesn't care about how you feel. It doesn't care about your excuses. Consistency demands that you show up even when your mind is tired, your schedule is full, your emotions are heavy, and your motivation is nowhere to be found. That's why consistency is powerful. Because only a few people can handle the discipline of it. See, anybody can grind for a moment, but only a disciplined person can grind every single day. And the difference between those two people is massive. The one who shows up randomly stays stuck in the same cycle. Start, stop, restart, quit, repeat. But the one who shows up every single day, even when the results are invisible, even when no one is watching, even when no one is clapping, that person becomes dangerous. That person becomes unstoppable because consistency builds something motivation never could: identity. When you make a promise to yourself and you follow through day after day, you start believing in your own power. You stop negotiating with your weaknesses. You stop folding under pressure. You stop being at war with your own habits. Consistency rewires your brain to expect greatness from yourself instead of excuses. Most people quit not because the work is impossible, but because they don't understand the process. They think progress should feel dramatic. They think success should come with fireworks, but consistency is boring. It's repetitive, it's quiet, it's the same grind day after day after day, and because it feels small, people underestimate it. They don't realize that small actions compound. They don't realize that the mundane builds the monumental. They don't realize that every extraordinary result came from doing the ordinary relentlessly. When you commit to consistency, you sign a contract with the future version of yourself. You tell that future self, don't worry, I'll show up for you every day, even when it's hard. And that version of you starts getting closer. Consistency forces you to face the truth about yourself. It exposes your patterns, your distractions, your weaknesses, your self-sabotage. It shows you that talent means nothing if you don't use it. It shows you that desire means nothing if you don't act on it. It shows you that potential means nothing without discipline. And a lot of people don't want to face that truth. That's why they avoid consistency. They want results without responsibility. They want growth without discomfort. They want a better life without becoming a better person. But consistency demands evolution. It demands that you leave behind the version of yourself that got comfortable, lazy, distracted, emotional, or unfocused. When you're consistent, you create momentum. And momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life. It turns hard tasks into habits, turns effort into instinct, it turns discipline into identity. Once momentum kicks in, you stop struggling to start. You struggle to stop. You begin to crave the grind. You begin to feel uncomfortable when you don't show up. You begin to hold yourself to a standard so high that the old you couldn't breathe at that altitude. Momentum turns you from someone who tries into someone who tries into someone who lives this lifestyle. That's the power of consistency. It doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you are. But understand this, consistency doesn't mean perfection. A lot of people ruin their own progress because they think missing a day or making a mistake means they failed. But consistency is not about never falling. It's about never staying down. It's about getting up faster every time. It's about making discipline the default, not the occasional. The strongest people are not the ones who never slip. They're the ones who never quit. They keep going when it's inconvenient, when it's painful, when it's messy, when it's slow. They master the art of showing up imperfectly. And because they show up imperfectly, they grow perfectly. Consistency requires sacrifice. You might have to lose people who don't respect your grind. You might have to cut habits that drain your energy. You might have to replace comfort with structure. But every sacrifice you make becomes an investment in your future. Every moment you choose discipline over distraction is a brick in the foundation of your success. And eventually those bricks build something unbreakable. And let's be real, there will be days you don't want to do anything. Days you feel empty, days you feel off, days you feel defeated. That's normal. But consistency teaches you to separate your emotions from your actions. To stop letting your feelings dictate your choices. The greatest version of you is born the moment you decide to act independently of how you feel. That's when you become powerful. That's when you become reliable. That's when you become someone you could never compete with. And here's the final truth. People respect consistency more than talent. People trust consistent energy more than emotional peaks. People follow consistent leadership more than loud motivation. Consistency builds credibility, stability, and confidence. It sends a message to the world: I'm here. I'm locked in. I'm not leaving. And eventually life rewards you. Not because you were the smartest or the strongest or the most gifted, but because you were the most committed. If you want to rise, if you want to transform, if you want to enter the grind era for real, you have to make consistency your religion. Not something you do when it's convenient, something you do because your future depends on it. Because the truth is simple. Inconsistent people never build anything that lasts, but consistent people, they build empires, they build momentum, they build character, they build legacies, and most importantly, they build a version of themselves that cannot be stopped. Self-discipline is the difference between saying you want something and actually going out and getting it. It is the quiet, relentless force that decides whether your goals stay dreams or become reality. Most people underestimate how powerful self-discipline truly is because it doesn't look dramatic. It's not loud. It's not glamorous. It's not something you can post on social media. Self-discipline is built in the dark, in the moments nobody sees, in the choices nobody celebrates. It's forged every time you say no to the temptation that's pulling you off track. Every time you choose responsibility over comfort. every time you do the thing you don't want to do simply because it needs to be done. When you build self-discipline, you build the internal strength to control your actions, your reactions, your impulses, and your direction. And once you gain control over yourself, nothing outside of you can control you. The reason most people fail at their goals is not because they're not talented enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. It's because they don't have the discipline to stay committed long enough to see the results. They start strong but fade fast. They make promises to themselves they never keep. They get motivated for a moment, but never build their habits that turn motivation into momentum. They rely on their emotions, and emotions are unstable. When you choose to operate from discipline instead of emotion, everything changes. Emotion is temporary. Discipline is permanent. Emotions fluctuate. Discipline stays locked in. Emotions come and go. Discipline shows up regardless. And the people who win in life are the ones who act based on commitment, not based on how they feel in the moment. Self-discipline is also about accountability, real accountability, the kind where you hold yourself to a higher standard even when nobody is watching. A lot of people act disciplined only when someone else is around or when there's pressure, but true discipline is internal. It comes from a place inside you where you refuse to accept laziness, excuses, or weakness from yourself. It's when you tell yourself, I said I was going to do this, and I will, no matter what. It's the ability to set a standard and refuse to drop below it. When you develop that kind of accountability, you become unstoppable because you no longer depend on external pressure to stay consistent. You become the pressure. And understand this. Self-discipline is not built in big, heroic moments. It's built in the small, boring, everyday decisions. It's built when you wake up to your first alarm instead of hitting snooze. It's built when you choose to work instead of scrolling. It's built when you choose a healthy meal over junk food. It's built when you choose to study instead of procrastinate. These decisions look small, but they become the foundation of who you are. Every time you choose discipline, you cast a vote for the person you're becoming. Stronger, sharper, more focused, more dependable. Every time you choose weakness, you cast a vote for the person you're trying to escape. Your destiny is being shaped by your choices right now, whether you realize it or not. But the real power of self-discipline is that it gives you freedom. Freedom from the things that control most people. Distractions, cravings, procrastination, fear, and comfort. When you lack discipline, these things run your life. They pull you left and right. They steal your time. They drain your energy. They sabotage your goals. But when you have discipline, you take your power back. You decide what you do with them. You decide who you become. You decide the direction of your life. Discipline is not a prison. It's the key to unlocking everything you ever wanted. It's the tool that allows you to break free from mediocrity and step into a life of purpose. Self-discipline also strengthens your mind. When you push yourself past your comfort zone repeatedly, your mind adapts. You build mental toughness. You become resilient. You stop being controlled by impulses and start being driven by intention. Suddenly, things that used to break you don't even shake you. Things that used to tempt you don't even distract you. Things that used to drain you don't even touch you. Your focus sharpens. Your confidence grows. Your tolerance for excuses disappears. This is how discipline transforms you. It builds an identity that aligns with your goals instead of fighting against them. But here's the truth people don't want to hear. Self-discipline requires sacrifice. You might have to sacrifice sleep. You might have to sacrifice comfort. You might have to sacrifice time with certain people. You might have to sacrifice temporary pleasures that feel good in the moment but destroy you in the long run. Discipline demands that you choose long-term gains over short-term satisfaction. And this is where most people fail. They choose what feels good now instead of what will make them great later. But the people who are willing to delay gratification, to sacrifice comfort for growth, are the ones who rise above the rest. Another important part of self-discipline is learning to control your environment. The strongest warrior loses the battle if he enters the wrong battlefield. You can't expect to stay disciplined if you surround yourself with distractions, negativity, and people who don't respect your goals. Discipline isn't just about willpower. It's also about structure. You have to create an environment that supports your goals, not fights them. Remove temptations, limit distractions, cut off bad influences, build routines, create habits, make your environment a mirror of the life you want to live. Once your environment is aligned with your purpose, discipline becomes automatic. And finally, self-discipline demands that you stop negotiating with yourself. The moment you start having conversations like, I'll do it later, I'll skip today, I'm too tired, I don't feel like it, you've already lost. You must eliminate negotiation completely. Replace it with commands. Replace I'll try with an I will. Replace I hope with I commit. Replace a maybe with a no matter what. When you operate with commands instead of negotiations, your life becomes structured, focused, and powerful. Self-discipline is how you become the person you were meant to be. It's how you break old habits, build new ones, and step into a higher version of yourself. It's the ultimate form of self-respect, because when you discipline yourself, you prove to yourself that your future matters more than your comfort. And once you master self-discipline, everything else in your life becomes possible. You gain the ability to transform, to rise, to evolve, and to achieve what most people will never even attempt. Self-discipline is not just a skill, it's a lifestyle. And once you choose it, your entire world changes. And now, as we come to the closing of this message, I want you to feel it deep in your core, because what I'm about to say is not just words. It's a call to action. It's a spark that can ignite the fire inside you and make the rest of your life different from the rest of your life. You have everything you need inside of you right now to rise, to push, to dominate your circumstances, to become the person you've always imagined but never committed fully to becoming. You've heard the words, you've felt the energy, you've seen the examples, but none of that will matter if you don't take it and make it your own. It's easy to get motivated for a moment, to feel inspired for a second, to hear the words and nod your head. But that is not what changes your life. What changes your life is what you do after this moment. What you carry with you when the screen goes dark, when the applause stops, when the world isn't watching. That's where your true character is revealed. I want you to understand something right now. Greatness is not a gift. It is earned in the silent battles, in the choices nobody sees, in the hours nobody applauds. Every second you hesitate, every time you let doubt creep in, every time you allow fear to dictate your steps, you give away the power that belongs to you. But you are not here to give it away anymore. You are here to take it back. You are here to own your future, to claim your victories, to crush the excuses, to rise above the distractions, and to push past the limits you once thought were unbreakable. This is your moment to decide. Will you remain ordinary, content with mediocrity, or will you rise, grind, fight, and take everything you deserve? The answer is in your hands, and it has been all along. I want you to see clearly that there's no one coming to hand you success. There's no magic, no shortcut, no fairy tale-ing. The universe doesn't owe you anything. The only person who owes you anything is you. You owe it to yourself to stand up, to grind, to sacrifice, to stay hungry, to stay disciplined, to become unstoppable. Your mind is your battlefield. Your habits are your weapons. Your consistency is your armor. Everything you need to win is already inside you, but it will only work if you commit fully. If you refuse to quit, if you embrace the struggle as part of the victory. No one else can do this for you. No one else can carry your weight, fight your battles, or take your place. It's you, all of it, every single ounce. So when this video ends and when the energy fades and when the screen goes black, I want you to remember this. Your life is not determined by your past, your failures, or the people who doubted you. Your life is determined by what you do right now. Right this second, you have the opportunity to make a choice, to step into your power, to lock in, to fight for your dreams like they depend on your life, because they do. I want you to promise yourself that you will take what you've heard, take what you felt, take the fire that's inside you and turn it into relentless action. Stop waiting for tomorrow. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for motivation. You have it in you. The time is now. The moment is yours. Own it. Grind until it happens. Stay hungry until you succeed. Let nothing stop you, let nothing break you, and let nothing take away the fire that is burning inside you. You are the author of your destiny, the master of your mind, and the warrior of your own life. Everything you want, everything you've dreamed of, everything you believe you deserve is on the other side of your commitment. So go out there, take it, and never ever stop. Your victory is inevitable if you refuse to quit, refuse to compromise, and refuse to be anything less than extraordinary.